Hello and welcome. So, given the triangle below, solve for x and y, then find the length of A to B. Alright, so when we're looking at this, all answers should be simplified and exact, no decimals here. Alright, now when we're looking at this, the first thing you should really ask yourself is what are you looking at? What kind of triangle do you have here? And you can find that out just by knowing two basic things, right? You need to know what an equilateral triangle is and what an isosceles triangle is. Yeah, grammar. Alright, so first thing I look at is what we're given. We don't know anything about the sides. We're not told anything about the sides, but we are told something about our angles. Well, notice we have a little side thing on all of the angles. If we had like a double side on one and triple on the third, then we couldn't have said anything about the angles and we would be kind of out of luck to solve this. But we're not. Each one of those has a single bar, meaning that every one of these angles is congruent. They are all the same, which then guarantees that this is an equilateral triangle. Okay? So, what does that do to help you? Well, an equilateral triangle is guaranteed to have all three angles that are the same, which also means that all three sides are also the same. So, for example, if this was 21, that would also be 21, and that would also be 21. They would all have to be equal to each other. All right? Well, there you go. If your sides have to be equal to each other, there's the relationship between the two sides of your triangle. They have to be equal. That's it. That's how you set up the equation, right? Once you know that you have two equal sides, that's as much as you need to know. Then once you have it equal to each other, start solving. Okay, you want to get all your x's on one side, numbers on the other. I like positive x's, so I'm going to subtract the 9x. So we get 2x plus 21 equals 35. I'm going to move that 21 over so I can isolate the x, and you're left with 2x equals 35 minus 21, which is 14. Finish solving for x, undo multiplication with division, and we get x equals 7. Okay, now normally you'd want to double check to make sure the side lengths actually work, so you'd want to plug 7 in, so then you would get 7 times 11, which is 77, plus 21, which will give you 98. And then you'd also want to plug in here, 98 is a positive number, so that works out. Okay, so then you have 9 times 7, 63, plus 35, also 98. Alright, positive number works. And it should also be 98 because it's an equilateral triangle, which means if those two sides are 98, your third side also guaranteed to be 98 because it's an equilateral triangle. Okay, and you've literally answered two of the three blanks now. You literally just said that x was 7, bam, done, solved. We also, just by checking our answer, know that our side length of AB is 98. Done. Okay, last thing we need to do is solve for y. We see y as the angle for A. So you say, all right, well, great, how do we solve for this? There's no other y's anywhere else. You don't need a y anywhere else because you know it is a dun, 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 equilateral triangle. Because we know in every equilateral triangle that yes, all three sides are congruent to each other, but you also know that every angle is 60 degrees in an equilateral triangle, and that is just guaranteed. This angle is 60, that angle is 60, and that angle is 60 every time in an equilateral triangle. Well, hold on. If we know that angle is 60, we also know that angle is 3y minus 5, don't we? And so that angle can't be different things. We know that 60 then must equal 3y minus 5. They have to be the same thing. Bam! Equation. Solve for y. Right? Undo subtraction with addition, add 5 both sides. We get 65 equals 3y. And then just finish it off. Undo that multiplication with division. Divide 3 both sides. And we get 65 thirds as our answer for y. Now, you might be thinking, hey, does that simplify? It doesn't, as it happens, so you won't need to worry about simplifying the fraction because it is simplified. So you can put 65 thirds on here. Okay, you don't want decimals because that's what your instructions say not to do. So put 65 over 3 as your answer and call it good. Alright, and that is it. You have solved for everything and you're done. Thanks for watching.